You know, there's something that I think about a lot, and that is what's holding me back. What's holding me back from God's best for me? And for me, most often, it's the woulda, coulda, shouldas, the looking back and thinking, could I have a do-over on that? I mean, some of the things are simple and silly little things I'll accidentally say to somebody and easily correctable, but then there are the other things, and even the wandering back to the days before I knew the Lord, which was so many years ago now. And yet, why does my brain go back there again? And how comforting to turn to Scripture and see that God provided for that too. He's tended to provide for all of our emotions, for everything that we've gone through. And so I look at Philippians 3, especially the verses 12 through 14, where Paul is reminding his own self. I mean, let's remember that Paul is the one who persecuted Christians, and that's kind of a cleaned up word for saying that
he was a bad dude.
He was a bad dude.
He killed him.
Thank you. You said what I was having a hard time saying.
Yeah.
And so the verse that just always leaps out to me from that scripture there is forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead. And sometimes I think it's just a cop-out to say, you know, I'm just a dirty, rotten sinner. And we are just kind of trashing what God has created in us. I mean, He's given us examples all through Scripture of His people after His own heart. Let's look at David. And He didn't hide any of it. It's there for all eternity to read, right?
Dude, David was like, I slept with this person, had this person killed. And
yet, God kept a hold of his heart and provided a way for grace for him, and we look at him as an example now, don't we?
Yeah.
As what we can do. And so I think so often it's our own selves that hold on to these things, because sometimes it's harder to press on, to take on in faith. It's that walking on water type of faith, where you have to step out and travel worlds unknown. Oftentimes God's calling us to things that we feel completely inequipped for. But God, I'm not ready. Then I think of Moses. You know, I don't speak well. What are you asking me to deliver a message? And God says, I'll do that for you.
Right.
But you have to take that first step. There's a song that we're playing for King and Country, Joel and Luke. It's called Burn the Ships.
Oh, right.
Love, love, love that song. These songs and the lyrics, I think, speak to all of us individually where God has us. When I hear this song and I hear the words, burn the ships, cut the ties, set a flare into the night, say a prayer, turn the tide, dry your tears, and wave goodbye. Burning the ships means there's no going back. I'm not going to live back in those days that God's grace has covered. When I came to accept His sacrifice of His Son on that cross, He said, burn those ships, Sally. They're gone. They're a part of who you are that allows you to extend grace to somebody now and show and reflect me. And I think when I keep that perspective, it's easier for me to burn those ships. It's easier for me to say, okay, this is my new land. And God has given me this calling I don't feel equipped to. I think that happens to me just about every day. I mean, when we open those microphones for the morning show, I don't know about you, but I'm like, hey, Lord, did you forget? This is just me. I mean, what do I know? You know, and you, our listening family, call in and bless us and remind us that God has called us to something that is beyond us, right?
Sure, yeah.
And that all we can do is share our lives.
You know, I think that's true. I think that, you know, first of all, what we're doing, and maybe what you're doing too, you don't really feel like you got the skill set for, that you're really equipped for. I guess the good news is, I don't think you're supposed to. That's gonna sound weird.
Saying.
You gotta rely on Him
Yeah.
and His grace and His mercy and His strength to get it done. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, burn the ships. We're into arson here.
In a good way.
Not the same thing. But
Yeah, you know, it goes on
right.
to say, and I'll just end here, step into a new day. We can rise up from the dust and
Amen.
walk away. We can dance upon the heartache. Yeah, we all know that, don't we? So light a match, leave the past, burn the ships, and don't look back.
That's good. I like that.